Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing really well today. Welcome to our Empaths and Sensitives Facebook group. I'm Michelle Legaly. I am here every Tuesday from 12 Eastern to about 12:15, 12:20. And we do like every Tuesday, we do some type of connection together, like a tool, a tip, a technique, some kind of live experience together, needed now more than ever. If you are here with me live, say hello in the chat. I'm using this thing called StreamYard. And if you click on that link in the StreamYard, I'll be able to see your name. If you don't click on that link, that's okay. I can still see your comments. I just can't see your name. But then either way is good, whatever you're comfortable with. Robin, good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, you guys, I'm kind of excited about today. Hi, Sharon. Thanks for being here. Okay, today we're kind of going back to basics. And here's why. This group, this Empaths and Sensitives Facebook group, I don't know how many members we have now. 83, 84, 85,000 sensitive souls together in this group. It's amazing. This group is like a movement. There was a time when I started this group 4 years ago. It's our 4-year anniversary this month. I started this group in 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, 4 years with an idea. This idea I had in my heart. Like I had already been helping empaths and sensitives. I am one myself. And then I started this group. It was literally an intuitive download to start this group and call it Empaths and Sensitives. And it just blew up. I was doing things behind the scenes to grow the group, but there was a point when we had 1,000 people a day joining between 2017 and 2018. Isn't that crazy? And I thought to myself, okay, this is a movement. Like we are coming out of the woodwork, and I think it's a good thing. So today I wanted to just talk about like going back to our roots of surviving to thriving is the name of the group, Empaths and Sensitives, Surviving to Thriving. I want to talk a little bit about surviving to thriving. And honestly, when I look at the last 4 years of this group, like I see my own growth. I've met so many of you and watching you grow, like we are moving to thriving. And then we are the people then, as we heal ourselves, we are the people who are supposed to go out and help others. Does that make sense? And it's needed now more than ever. It's needed now more than ever. And you know my mantra. And if you don't know it and you're hearing it for the first time, write it down. Whatever you have in your heart to do, like whatever you're being called to do in the world, there's an equal or greater need for it in the world that only you can provide. Somebody put that in the chat. If I could just get everyone in this group to believe that, I'll give you an example. You can hear my dog running around. I'll give you an example. I did a challenge a couple weeks ago. We did this thing where we talked about, what's in your heart right now? Who are you called to serve? What are you called to do in the world? And to hear so many women talking about these unique things that they're meant to do in the world. Like from my position, I just saw the awesomeness of it. I pictured myself, I'm like, if these women go out and do all these things, can you imagine how fulfilling their life will be? And then the lives of people they will help. I call that the ripple effect. We're all meant to heal ourselves and serve in some way. I really believe that. Okay. Oh, thanks, Sharon. Awesome. Kim, Dusty, Jackie, thank you all for being here. Paula, good to see you. Patricia. Okay, awesome. Okay, so here's what I want to do today. I just wanted to go over, and Jackie, I see you too. Thank you for being here. Next week, we're going to do a big celebration all week long and do some fun things. I'll talk about that in a second. But if today I want to talk about surviving to thriving, this idea of being a sensitive soul in the survival stage, all the way up to being a sensitive soul that thrives, it feels like a spectrum to me. It's not black and white. It's sometimes I'm a little here on the spectrum. I'm like struggling a little bit. Sometimes I'm feeling really empowered and I'm doing really well. I move around on this spectrum. Does that make sense? And you probably do too. Okay, so let me just tell you some traits at this the survival end all the way up to the thriving end, and tell me what rings true for you. Let's start with the survival first. How many of you are still in like survival, the survival stage of empaths and sensitives? I was there for a long time, and I'm going to give you some of the things that I identified with when I was in the survival stage. I didn't understand what an empath sensitive was. I didn't understand. I didn't even know those words. Those words didn't exist when I was younger. I didn't understand. All I understood was I didn't really fit in with my family. All I understood was when I'd have conversations with people, it caused me anxiety. I didn't know that I was speaking to them at a deeper level, and I didn't really like the superficial response I was getting back because I could see them deeper than the answers they were giving. That causes a lot of empaths and sensitives anxiety and frustration. Is that true for you too? Okay, I'm going to keep giving these off. Tell me if you guys have more of these, put them in the chat. I didn't understand that empaths and sensitives have intuitive abilities. We see, feel, hear, and know at a deeper level or at the energetic level. We can sense things before they come into physical manifestation. It's just one of the things we can do. Maybe you don't have seeing, maybe you have feeling, maybe you don't have knowing, you have seeing. We don't all have them all dialed in, but we have all of them. Some of ours are just stronger than others. I believe as empaths, our strongest ability is the feeling. We feel, sense, can feel the emotions of others, of animals, of the planet, of the collective consciousness. We pick up on these things more than the average person. It's just how we're wired. Okay? When we don't understand that that's one of our gifts, we might think we're crazy. Okay? We don't understand that we have these influences that we're picking up on and that affect us. If you don't understand that, you're in the survival stage. What else do I remember about being in survival stage? I was hypersensitive, meaning oversensitive. And it's not horrible to be hypersensitive for short periods of time, like when you're in fight or flight, but we don't want to carry, if you stay in hypersensitivity, I'm not a doctor or nurse, this is just my own experience. When I stayed in hypersensitivity, I got sick. I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. I had IBS. I had strange illnesses. When I was in I had a propensity to be in like drop plates, have accidents, be out of balance. That was me staying in hypersensitivity too long. I didn't know any better. I moved out of that and moved into just sensitivity. And it's really interesting. In hypersensitivity, I was a pretty good psychic medium in hypersensitivity. When I healed that and moved to sensitivity, my mediumship changed. It was fascinating. But I didn't care because I really cared about being a healthy human being more above anything else. Okay, I'm going to give you a few more. I was sick. I said that one. Just notice how, are you able to stay healthy or do you tend to get sick? I wanted to isolate myself back in my survival days because that was the only way to get relief from picking up on other people's stuff, right? So people at the survival stage have a tendency to isolate. And there's healthy isolation, and then there's isolation just so you don't fall even lower. And we want to just be like healthy isolation, healthy self-care. I was drained all the time. I did not know how to recover. I suffered from anxiety. It was my biggest issue. And I'm sharing this with you just so if any of you can relate to this, if you're going through it, I want you to know you're not alone. And I want you to know there's a way out of it. What else? Exhausted all the time. I couldn't tell my feelings from other people's feelings. I didn't even know to think that. I just assumed I was sad, and then I was happy, and then I was nervous, and then I was calm. Like, that's that wasn't me. That was me picking up on other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, or the energy of a room, or the collective. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to check this. Somebody just said my sister is experiencing multiple illnesses, misdiagnosis, nervous breakdown. I can relate to all of that. And again, I'm not a medical professional. Of course, we're going to get the best medical attention we can get for ourselves, but I'm just suggesting that you also take into consideration of being a sensitive soul and what that plays in all of this. I agree with moving out of hypersensitivity. Yes, Cheryl. It's like one of the biggest game changers in my life. Nicole or Kim says, I've been there too, Michelle. I agree on all of what you're saying. I felt a lot of those feelings. Yes, Kim. Yes. And then somebody else said, feel the tension walking in a room and they try to fix it. Exhausting. Yes. Yes. Okay. So that's survival kind of stuff. Again, if you're feeling that, it's okay. You're not alone. I want you to know you're on a spectrum and we want to move towards thriving. And now I want to talk about the thriving, things that are thriving. And the thriving is honestly just the opposite of the survival stuff. So here's what thriving looks like. Now we understand that we have unique intuitive abilities. We understand that we see, feel, hear, and know at the energetic level before it becomes manifest. This is just one of our gifts. And if you're wobbly on like, Michelle, I don't know if that's one of my gifts, it's okay. I promise you are feeling in deeper than the average person. And when you start to say, oh, this is something that an empath can do. Got it. When you start to identify as an empath and realize that's a skill, it's a good thing. You become conscious of something that used to be unconscious. And with that in mind, you own another empowering skill. You're going to start to differentiate between your thoughts and feelings and other people's thoughts and feelings. Does that make sense? This is like you're waking up. You're becoming even more conscious of your truths. When you start to go out into the world, like for me, it's the grocery store. I stay very conscious. I can feel people's stuff at the grocery store, like you can too. And I just start to go, that's not my anger. Nope, that's someone else's. Okay, yep, that's me. I'm calm right now. I came in calm. I'm going to hold on to my calm. Now I'm picking up on anxiety. Now I'm picking up on frustration. And I'm just noticing it and staying aware of it and not taking it on as my own. Does that make sense? This is what thriving empaths do. What else? We're going to move out of hypersensitivity and move into being sensitive. This is just, again, I'm giving my own experience. I can stay pretty healthy and happy and balanced as a sensitive. When I go into hypersensitivity too long, it's out of balance. I get sick. I get drained. I get tired, exhausted, irritable, all those things. So we have to move back into sensitivity. So thriving empaths stay in sensitivity, stay out of hypersensitivity. Thriving empaths have a great balance. They're not drained all the time. They can hold their own identity. I call it our home frequency. When you start to really understand you and your personal energy, you're able to hold it and you own it and hold it. And you can feel the difference of somebody else is coming into your world or not. And it's not really a matter of shielding anymore. It's just that your personal frequency is so embodied within you and aligned. I don't know what the word is, that you can just hold it no matter what. And then the last thing I want to talk about as a thriving empath is, so I was helping people before I really understood the difference between surviving and thriving in that entire spectrum. I was already helping people as a medium and as a coach. I was already helping one-on-one clients in group work. And here's what I would do. I didn't realize I had a lot more healing to do. You just don't know what you don't know. So I was helping people and they would come into my office and maybe they were struggling with anxiety and I would resonate with them. I would feel the anxiety again and I would say things like, I know how you feel. I feel it now. I feel yours. And what I was trying to do was to share with them how much I could relate to them, and it was helpful, but there's a better way. Before I tell you the better way, let me tell you what happened next. So that I would help that client. We would relieve the anxiety. Then she would leave. Then the next client would come in, and maybe it was something else. Struggling in a relationship, wherever that was, struggling with a relationship. Then I would resonate with her, work with her about the struggling relationship. She would leave. And do you see how no matter who came in, I was moving and resonating with them? Now, as a healer, I hold my frequency, I hold my own vibe, and I just hold the space for that person to come in and be anywhere they need. And I just hold my own. And what I learned is that person then in that bubble learns how to hold their own frequency. They're not going to hold mine, but me holding mine teaches them how to let go of stuff and hold theirs, and that it's perfectly healthy and safe to do so. Then the next person would come in. I'd do the same thing. Do you guys see the difference? Does that make sense to everybody? What do you guys think of that? I know we're the healers and helpers of the world, so I just want to share that bigger vision with you of I don't want you to be drained and pinging around to other people's stuff. I want you to really get clear on your own vibe, hold your own frequency, and help people from that point. I'm able to help so many more people that way, and you will be able to also. Okay. Any other questions? This was really our big thing. I wanted to talk about surviving to thriving. To watch this group grow the last 4 years, we did a lot of survival stuff in 2017, 2018. Then I saw the shift in our group. I'm sure it's a reflection of me and all of us together. We started to move into thriving. And man, what we're doing together today, we almost always talk about thriving. It's fascinating to watch our growth. Okay, awesome. Good, Cheryl. I'm glad this helps you. I'm so glad. I want to be a down-to-earth person who explains things in a way that people understand. That's exactly what I want. Okay, here's what's coming up next week. I cannot figure out exactly what to do, but I want to celebrate our group that we've had for 4 years with 80-something thousand people. I need your tips. What could we do next week to celebrate? I know I want to do some giveaways. I know I want to shout out some people. I need your feedback. How can I make this better? What can we do to have fun next week? Share with me in the chat what we can do. And I'm going to do as much as I can. We're just going to have a week of fun. Okay, hope that's helpful. I'll see you next Tuesday. That'll be part of our week of fun. You'll be getting emails. If you're on my email list, you'll be getting emails about what we're up to. Come into the group. We'll be doing some fun stuff. And then I'll see you next week. Okay, bye everybody. Keep on thriving. Okay, bye.